Hiya folks, I'm Grim, and welcome to Grim Grooves, a channel where I react to and review music of all kinds. Today's another Sunday, so you know what that means. It's another batch of character demos. This time I'm going to do 8, from Alhaitham to Lynette, because I have 25 left, and so I'll do 3 batches of 8 for the last ones, just because these videos are getting so long, it's taking so long to process on my computer and stuff like that, so it's just makes it a little easier. And also I'm probably going to do Furina's as a standalone, because I've heard that there's some copyright issues. There already is in the Furina video that I've already done, so better to be safe than sorry and just do it on its own instead of making the whole video compromised potentially or whatever. But anyways, I've also just done my first stream. If you want to check that out, it was a lot of fun. I had a blast hanging out with you guys and playing Genshin for the first time, so I'll be able to kind of probably understand a little bit more watching these videos now, because I've played the game a little bit, but we'll see. Also, if you got anything else you'd like me to check out, throw it down in the comments, and while you're down there, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. It helps the channel grow, it helps the algorithm, all that type of stuff, and I appreciate it all. And I also appreciate people who support me on Patreon, because there's several people over there that are supporting me, and it means the world. But without further ado, let's check out Alhaitham, Think Before You Act.
Where were we? Ah, yes. Alhaitham told you he's a feeble scholar, did he? Well, that's a bold-faced lie.
Told you.
So his false modesty was just a facade to hide his true abilities?
Absolutely. He doesn't want others knowing his true strength.
Well, how strong is he? Stronger than you?
Of course not.
You know, I actually ran into him last week while I was in the desert looking for creative inspiration. If he was going out there to study ancient runes anyway, why didn't he travel with me? We could have split the cost.
This music is so good. Like, it's awesome to start off on such a great note, but this is just a really funky song, and it's fantastic. Like, that bass guitar is so good. And now we're getting to a bit of a synth breakdown as well. Like, oh, this is fantastic.
If he was going out there to study ancient runes anyway, why didn't he travel with me? We could have split the cost.
I really like this one. It has like some, again, Mega Man vibes. The funkiness of it almost remind me of Persona in the first little bit of Persona music, but now this synth we're getting into now is more of a, again, I have a feel like Mega Man, which, as I've said before, I absolutely love. But this is fantastic though, and also this guy's attack patterns look really cool. Alhaitham, like just the way his attack patterns are, like it's literally stylized.
Flicker.
Nice.
Frankly, however strong he is or isn't, you just don't want to mess with him.
I thought you'd have learned to think before you speak by now.
We didn't say anything bad. All positive, actually.
Surely you didn't drag me out just to play cards. We didn't get that far yet. We were just debating how good you'd be in a fight.
You keep your cards close to your chest.
Not at all. So you don't fight much?
Yeah, right. With his temper?
This is great, just seeing the conversation between the three all kind of discussing Alhaitham himself, and he's just sitting there like just kind of, yeah, this is me. But yeah, this is fantastic. The synth melody is fantastic too. Like, it's just such a good synth melody, and again, that bass line, like, it's such a fantastic bass line. Like, this is excellent.
Not at all. So you don't fight much?
Yeah, right. With his temper?
I don't need to fight. I only need to think. Everything is connected. All I have to do is find the weakest link, deal with the causal factors, and everything else tends to resolve itself.
The process of elimination.
Essentially, more time on contemplation, less time on execution. Simple, isn't it?
Not really.
Ugh, I knew we shouldn't have brought this up with you.
I thought my answer was quite engrossing. Boss, this is good wine. I'll have the same, please.
Always like a master strategist like that, who just like tries to think 2 steps ahead and like analyze everything and stuff. Like, it's just always an interesting character, especially if it's done well. Like Lelouch of the Revolution, and I guess a little bit of like Death Note and stuff like that. But yeah, it's fantastic just to see. Always interesting characters, and that music was incredible. Like, great note to start off on, like I said. And I said the name right, which is also a bonus. Dehya.
Every merc knows the rules. You don't steal food from a wolf's jaws. Time for talk's over.
Boring conversation anyway.
We went from Mega Man music to Doom music. Like, this is a crazy guitar riff going on here, just right out the gate. Like, it's fantastic. This music's so good, and the animation's also so good now. Like, this is all so amazing.
I've warned you before. Keep your hands off Aru Village.
Ah, Dehya. The green-eyed wolf answers to no one.
Ooh, this electric guitar melody with the drums, like the rapid drum beat, and then the I believe it's a sitar in the background too, like on top of that. Like, it's so good. Like, it's such a good melody, and you don't often hear again, I believe this is a sitar, and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but because it's hard keeping track some of these instruments from other countries that I'm not more familiar with. But regardless, that instrument combined with the electric guitar and the drums and stuff just sounds so interesting, because it's a pairing you don't really hear very often in like rock music and things like that. And this just, it's a really interesting and really fantastic like combination. Like I said, it's harmonizing really well.
Listen, I want to help you, but first you gotta back down.
Time for talk's over.
Boring conversation anyway. He's a guest, Candace. We were just sparring.
Is that right? I do apologize. Please, come with me.
It's a great little breakdown at the end too, like everything, like the mix went off. Like, it was just so crazy, because I don't think I've ever heard a rock song or a rock melody like that, like just so hard guitar rock, like heavy metal kind of thing in Genshin music, and this was fantastic. Like, it was just so cool and interesting. And now a little bit of a breakdown at the end. It's a little bit different than the rest of the song, which is always really cool.
Do apologize. Please, come with me.
Candace is in a good mood. You're off the hook. Remember what I told you. Final warning.
Another really cool character.
Even a wolf had better avoid lions and hunters.
Yeah, just so badass. And also a character that just uses their fists to fight is always cool. Like a brawler. To Mika.
Ever since I was a kid, I've wanted to become a cartographer and map out every corner of Teyvat. It's only later on that I discovered the Knights of Favonius actually have that kind of role. Oh, Klee? She's super cheerful. Although I've had to revise my maps on several occasions due to her experiments with dangerous weapons. Mika, frontline land surveyor, Knights of Favonius Reconnaissance Company, reporting in. Final warning.
This music's also fantastic. Like, this is 3 songs in a row that are just absolute bangers, like right out the gate. Like, this song is very much reminiscent of like I don't know, an action scene in like a medieval kind of story, like the Dungeons and Dragons movie, for example, or like other things like that. Like maybe even The Witcher. Like, it's that kind of vibe, just like not so serious battle, like maybe in a town or something like that. Just, yeah, like very folky, but it's very, very good. Like, that violin is fantastic.
Final warning. Let's keep going, team. The rain is really coming down. I hope it won't get too muddy out here, or I'll need to help everyone clean their boots.
Not a very long song, but that was fantastic. Like, it just sounded so good. Like, yeah, there's so many. It had like a bit of a Celtic line to it too, I think, like, or maybe English, I don't know. Like, I just get the feel of like a medieval like town, like a, again, not so serious fight in some kind of medieval town is the vibe I got from that. But also interesting character, cartographer and stuff like that, and getting messed with by Klee, just having a good time. Like, that's funny. Like, another one of Klee's babysitters. Anything at the end? No, this one. Kaveh.
Nice to meet you. I'm Kaveh, an architect. You must have seen the Palace of Alcazar's before. I sacrificed so much for that. Everyone else thought I'd lost my mind. You don't spend all your savings on your hobbies, do you? You definitely don't want to end up borrowing money in a moment of impulsivity. Living with debt is miserable. Watch and learn!
This synth mixed with the violin elements, or the string elements there, like, it's so interesting. And that the percussion is also really interesting here. It's really well done, like, very unique style of percussion they were using this one. Let's actually get back 10 and see if I can catch that a little bit again.
Watch and learn! Feast your eyes! Come at me! Sight clear! There's still room for improvement. Better make my finishing touches before the deadline creeps up. Is that the client? Wait. Oh, it's you!
Wow. These are all fantastic. Like, again, as someone who loves synth and things like that, like, this is, and synth and strings are like things that I love. I love a lot of things, but regardless, like, it just sounds so fantastic. Like, this is just like every single one today have just been amazing music, amazing songs, and also really interesting characters too. Like an engineer here who's building buildings and like obsessing over them and trying to think, like, make them the best they can. It's interesting characters, like, and they're also unique too, like visually and stuff. Like, this is awesome. Baizhu is next. From Inazuma, maybe?
It seems this elixir has attracted some difficult customers.
Belligerence and avarice. For these vices, I'm afraid I can offer no cure.
A good beating ought to do it.
this guy's so cool. Like, just the purposefulness and in the way he moves and things like that. You can tell like he's incredibly confident, and also just the few things he said as well. But very interesting character so far with the snake around his neck. Like, and the music, again, it seems like it's from Inazuma, like that kind of Japanese soundscape. Also the bamboo around kind of implies that, but having the snake around his neck is something more akin to like India or the Middle East or something like that. So I wonder if it's like he's from Inazuma, but you obviously probably unlock him in the Sumeru area or something like that. But this is really awesome, like, really interesting character. The music's also fantastic so far. Such a cool attack.
As flowers wither, so does life fade. There's no escaping it.
Hand over the elixir, or you die tonight!
My mortality is no one's concern but mine. Remember, health comes first. Taking a turn for the better.
Ooh. Yeah, it's cool that he has a shield as well. That's just always a cool mechanic, and being able to like send like the energy snakes out and hitting enemies and stuff like that with them, that's a really cool design choice. And also that drop was crazy, like electronic elements with the Japanese soundscape or the Inazuma soundscape. That's fantastic. Like, this is a great song as well. Like, this is also awesome. Also, I just wanted to mention, like, because I played the game now, like the way that these enemies look is reminiscent of Kaya's first quest, because I did that when I streamed, and like having to get the trying to find the treasure and stuff like that, and fighting the treasure hunters or whatever. Like, it's the same design, so I'm wondering if it's like a group of like bandits or treasure like hunters or something. I don't know, but they look the same. So just putting that out there.
Taking a turn for the better.
Dr. Baizhu, the dew. Here you go.
This remedy is powerful, yet painstaking to concoct. Ineffective without moonlight dew as a potentiator, but just a drop will cure Gui's cold in no time.
Cold medicine? You came all the way out here for cold medicine?
You didn't check before seeking to steal it? I have serious concerns for your cognitive health.
The first round of treatment has clearly failed. Let's try a stronger dose.
No, please, no. Ah!
Poor thief. It's also really interesting that his snake talks. Like, I believe he's communicating with his snake, but yeah, that's really interesting. Like, fantastic music, though. That was excellent. Kirara.
Thank you for choosing Komania Express. Anything you need delivered?
Ooh.
Rest assured, there's no destination I can't deliver to. I wonder what's inside this package. No peeking at my customer's stuff. Ooh, maybe I could curl up inside this box.
It's funny that the music like represents the characters so well. Like, here it's like very light, very happy, very bubbly, and she's definitely seems like that type of character where it's just like do what she wants and just having a good time, and might mess with people every once in a while just by accident, just by being herself, but just having a good time, enjoying herself. And yeah, this is just very high energy kind of poppy music, which is a big change from everything else we've heard today, but it's fantastic nonetheless.
Ooh, maybe I could curl up inside this box. I'm out of time!
So is she able to like transform into the box and just travel around like that? Because that's a really interesting idea, and or fighting with like that or things like, I don't know. That's really interesting. But this music's also fantastic, coming in with the guitar and just like, again, very very poppy. But that's not a bad thing. This sounds fantastic. Like it's a good like, again, upbeat poppy melody for the backdrop for this character who seems very very much that style too.
Express delivery!
Great bass too.
The Lady Kitsune told me that those who don't work can't fit into human society. I'm not going back to the boonies, even if it means I get to be a great yokai or whatever.
That's fantastic. Like even the shorter ones today are just so good. Like this is all great. Lyney. Oh, it's this character.
Magic is an art of performance. But before the performance begins, a little preparation is needed. Welcome to Lyney and Lynette's magic show.
Nice. I'm definitely gonna like this character, and just the theme here too. Like I always like a good funky theme, and this is absolutely a funky theme. Like it sounds so good, and the horn sections and things like that. Like it's all so nice. It's like a Persona
Which
character.
is real, and which is an illusion. Take a guess, because our next trick is about to begin. Let's get this show on the road.
Such a cool character too. Like there's just so much personality, and the music shows that. Like it's a reflection of the kind of character that this person is. It's just so cool. Like all the animations here as well, like all the transitions and like just the magic shots and stuff. Like again, it very much reminds me of Persona. Like this character would have fit very well in like Persona 5 kind of thing. But this is fantastic. Like such a good song and such a really interesting character. Like of all the ones I've seen today, this is probably one of my favorites just because of how stylized this is and how cool the character seems. And also again, I just love a good funky track.
Step right up. This has been Lyney and Lynette's Magic Show. Thanks for watching.
So good.
It's just a rehearsal, you know? Aren't you overdoing it?
It's the only way to iron out the wrinkles. Well, Fermine, what do you think?
I think it was excellent. If I had to make a suggestion, how about giving Pear a part in the show?
That's interesting too, the attack style. Like I saw at one point he was like riding the hat and then threw it into an enemy and it exploded and things like that. Like I'm very curious how to see all the different movesets for this character, because just the magical element to it and like the circus performer or like stage performer, like yeah, no, it's just gonna be probably really interesting moveset and attacks he can do and stuff like that, and also just very stylized. It's very cool. So if this is Lyney, then probably the next one will be Lynette, our last one for today, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Lynette. Cat in the box.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. I am Lyney's magic assistant, and if you have work-related inquiries, please ask Lyney. If you have questions related to seeing a magic show, please ask the ticket office. Seems Lyney is saying some strange things again. It's really worrying. I can see the condition.
The bass is fantastic. Like this is another really funky track, which makes sense because they're partners, so they'd have kind of comparable music in some ways. But that woodwind coming in, like, just right now. That was so good. Like, let's keep going.
Things again. It's really worrying. I can see the conditions for victory now. Zip on up! Over here! After the sun goes down, the desires hidden in people's hearts will rise to the surface.
I just love how stylized these are. Like, the level of quality for all of these animations has just went up so much. Even the one that's like a minute and a half is just so mind-blowingly good. Like, this is so awesome. Like, and again, so stylized, and the music is just so good. Like, every single one we've listened to today, the music is so good. Like, I'd listen to all of these on their own, just like throw them on my playlist to just hang out and listen to the funky tracks, or yeah, really good music.
Yes. Let the magic begin! Let me take the heat.
Why don't you let me take the stage? Yes, take me with you.
Evening shows are spectacular. Should I reserve a ticket for you?
So stylish. So stylish. And I love that, like, that little tip of the hat at the very end there. Like, that's fantastic. Yeah, I really like these characters. I mean, I just like magician characters in games like this too, just because they're always so interesting and so energetic and, yeah, so unique. Like, an air of mystery around them as well. But again, that music was absolutely stunning. Like, considering we just listened to Lyney's just before this, and it was also kind of a similar vein. Like, this was also good, but it was very different from the first one. Like, different styles and things like that. At one point we had like a kind of just jazzy breakdown where it was like, I don't know, just a like, you know, small club jazz song going on there, and then we go back into the like high energy, like Las Vegas style, like entertainer kind of music, big swing song. It's absolutely fantastic. Like, so funky, so jazzy. Like, I love this type of stuff. And also just the characters themselves look really interesting in their attacks and stuff like that. And yeah, just a lot of personality. Every single one of these today had a lot of personality, which is always really cool to see. But anyways, thanks for hanging out, watching my reaction with me. If you liked it, hit the like button and subscribe. And until next time, later days, folks.